Welcome to the Functional Living Podcast, featuring your hosts, Dr. Jeff Cumro.
You can't live a 3 out of 10 on the lifestyle scale and expect to have a 10 out of 10 on health. It just doesn't work that way.
And Dr. Jared Leon.
We want you to live at a higher quality of life, thereby having a better everyday existence.
Functional Living is the show that is dedicated to your higher quality of life. These are tried and true solutions from two nationally acclaimed health and wellness experts.
Our goal in this journey is quite simple, is to give our listeners a small understanding of what we've done and what we see every single day to better patient lives.
Learn how you can live a higher quality of life today.
You're going to be much happier. You're going to be much healthier.
And now, introducing your hosts, Dr. Jeff Cumro and Dr. Jared Leon.
Dr. Jared, you there? This is Dr. Jeff.
Dr. Jeff, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I am excellent, man. I am excellent. Are you excited to talk about the fifth pillar of health tonight?
I'm always excited to get this stuff talked about.
Perfect. Why don't you remind the listeners what we're going to be talking about tonight? What is the fifth pillar?
Tonight we're going to talk about the proper functioning nervous system.
Wow, talking about me and you and the proper working nervous system sounds exciting as chiropractors, doesn't that?
It really does. I mean, that's really what our profession is surrounded around is, having the optimal function, getting people back to the optimal function and making sure that we keep that optimal function.
Isn't that the truth? So why don't we talk to our listeners on the very basics? We'll start a little basic and then we'll go a little bit more advanced.
That sounds great.
I'm sure they're listening, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Jeff, and thinking, what does a proper working nervous system even mean? So why don't we start with the basic of what is the definition of the nervous system? Why don't you lead us off on that, buddy?
Really, the nervous system controls everything. It doesn't matter if it's thought, if it's motion, if it's the immune system. The nervous system controls it all. So I think that's important for everybody to understand.
Perfect. I like to always just tell my patients it's all about the brain and spinal cord connectivity. Mm-hmm. To me, those two equate to the basic concept of what the central nervous system is. So it's basically how the brain communicates through the spinal cord, out through a spinal nerve, and if that works just about perfectly, that muscle gland and organ is going to consistently get proper, real-life nutrition, thought process from brain. So therefore, we get optimal expression. Is that a fair way to explain it, Dr. Jeff?
I think that's great. You got to have communication both ways.
Perfect. So why don't we go back one moment, because it's so interesting. When that spinal nerve comes out from the connection of that spinal cord, that actually leaves this little tiny hole we call intervertebral foramen, but in the office I call it a spinal window. And that is directly above and below two vertebrae or spinal bones in your back. And I think a lot of people are unaware of that. So why don't you shed some light, Dr. Jeff, about that for us?
I think that's a great way to describe it. I've never heard the term spinal window, but I really do like that. And, the motion in the spine is what allows the spine to really function. It gives the brain a lot of information. It gives the brain this nutrition. So if you don't have the movement in the spine functioning correctly, you're not going to have your nervous system functioning correctly.
Perfect. And it's all about function, right? The whole concept of our show is called Functional Living. It's all about living the highest quality of life. So what is actually happening when the brain sends signals through the spinal cord? Even to think of this thought, it's going brain to brain, or if we're going to move our right hand or right foot, all that simply happens, listeners, is you get a signal from brain that you want to move something. So say move your right foot. We can do it as you're listening if you want, just fun. Just don't do it if you're driving. But then as you're doing that, right, the brain sends a signal down through the spinal cord, out through a spinal nerve, coming out of your low back. That nerve is then going to transcend all the way down to your foot, and then instantly, in a nanosecond, that signal goes all the way up to the brain, and then the brain says move. And then it goes back and forth a few times, and then all of a sudden your foot moves. So what we're saying is that there's a problem in that connection. The foot, in this metaphor, will not move. You have another one, Dr. Jeff? Give another good metaphorical system of how this all works for us in English.
That's a very good question. And, I think you nailed it on the head with the movement, but there are also a lot of other things. So, for example, the brain tells your immune system to turn on when it comes across something that's not supposed to be in the body. And once everything is cleared out of the body that's not supposed to be there, it tells the nervous system to turn off.
Perfect. So that now you're talking about organs, you're talking about another
Yeah.
system within the nervous system
Yeah.
called the immune system, which
Exactly.
is awesome because the nervous system controls it all.
Exactly.
So well done with that. I like that point. Another great one I like to say, because everyone, most people listening potentially think it's all about pain and chiropractic, and if you have a muscle pain, sure, that's part of it, but the simple truth is, why do you have that pain? See, it's more important to understand the why. So if your neck hurts for whatever the reason, the answer isn't just to say, take 2 Advil and my neck hurts, and go to bed, wake up, take 2 more. The issue is, think of why it hurts. Think of how it's there. How is my brain not communicating well with that area, causing an imbalance to that muscle? And then the muscle causes an imbalance back, causing you some pain.
Yeah,
Then the Advil, I don't even know how the Advil works now. We can joke and talk about that for 6 hours, but how does Advil even work? And why does Advil work just for that neck pain and for a toothache and for your baby's fever? How does that work?
I think something that really amazes people is that, the sensory system is only a small portion of your nervous system too. So, when we look at patients, we look for how people are functioning, because a lot of times people aren't functioning as well as they think they are, and they don't have any pain or feeling on any of these things. They don't feel like there's any difference, but the function is not there. And that is a big, big factor in whether or not you're healthy.
Awesome. Well said, man. Function is just about everything. So just so we don't go off on tangents, because we can teach you so much on this topic, why don't we stick to the concept of this, ready? And then we'll get right into a functional piece as well. So watch. Again, in summation, if the brain has a neurological signal, it's like an electrical storm. As that passes, that impulse through your spinal cord, out through that spinal window to a target area of a muscle, gland, and organ. If any one of your spinal bones are out of alignment, it shrinks the window, causing an indirect expression to occur within that nerve itself, therefore dampening or diminishing the actual neurological electrical storm that was going to hit its target area. We'll call that bad. If we go and check your spine, which you do every day, I mean, you're blessed to have great practices that are fun and thriving with good, happy people, what we'll say is that when we look for these misalignments, called subluxations, the window shrinks. We gently realign the spine and the window reopens, allowing a magical experience and, more importantly, true healing to start to happen. How's that one for you?
So basically what you're saying is, if the spine is not moving and we get it moving, it allows better communication and therefore better health.
Thereby allowing their own expression to self-heal and self-correct.
Yes.
Absolutely. Together, That was the ultimate definition, my friend.
Perfect. I like it.
So yes, we inspire you to come to us or go to a local chiropractor and get your spine and nervous system checked, because number 5 pillar is all about getting the nervous system checked, getting it optimal. So what we want to do is challenge you into more and more concepts to force functional living. The higher you live, the more you feel vibrant and you glow at a higher level. That is the expression we're looking for you. So to do that, my high recommendation is get a checkup. I challenge you to get one in the next week or so. Dr. Jeff, what's your challenge for the group?
I challenge you to share this with your friends and family, because there's no way to change the culture. America's healthcare system right now is such a mess. There's so many unhealthy people out there, and there's no way to change the culture unless we take action. And just 1 or 2 people is not going to be a movement in this. We have to have other people joining into this. If you share this information, help other people understand how to get healthy, we're going to make a difference.
Perfect. And once again, aren't we sick and tired of being unhealthy? Aren't we sick and tired of hanging around your friends and family and trading a purple pill for a pink pill? Aren't we sick and tired of living up to what we consider just not being your greatness? Live up to it. The only way you're ever going to feel well and feel great within you is to seriously stand tall and be healthy. Dr. Jeff, it's been a pleasure. This is Dr. Jared. I'm out. I wish you all a happy day, and you be well.
Thanks for your time, Dr. Jared. I'm looking forward to talking to you again next time.
You know it. Be well, bud.
You too.
You've been listening to the Functional Living Podcast with Dr. Jeff Cumro and Dr. Jared Leon. If this podcast helped you find the path to your higher quality of life, be sure to subscribe and leave us a rating or review.